Hey folks, Comic Book Man here with your Shipshape update for August the 8th, 2018. It is our 1255th week of altering your reality. And when you stop down at your full-service comic book store, Alternate Reality is coming Wednesday, New Comic Wednesday, at 7 a.m. We're always here at 7 a.m. on Wednesdays. You will find 247 brand new and some returning items on the racks and ready to go here at Alternate Reality. And of those 247 items, 170 of them are going to be brand new comics. And of those 170 comics, all of them, every single one, all 170 are going to be 15% off all week long, which is a savings of $110.22 for you. Now, you won't save $110.22 because you're not going to buy every book that comes out this week. You can, but come on down and get your piece of that 15% off pie. It is down here waiting for you. Now, of those 170 new comics, 14 of them are brand new first issues. And as always, we first day sale all of our first issues at 25% off all day long, first day they come out, which is an $18.45 savings to you. If, of course, you bought them all. But 25% off all this week's new first issues are waiting for you. Of course, all of this is while supplies last. Now, as always, we get all ages items in every week here at Alternate Reality. We're getting 29 in this week. And our all ages book of the week this week is a story. Let me tell you a story, children. Comic Book Man goes and picks up the new comics every Tuesday morning. 6:30, 7 o'clock in the morning, run up to Elk Grove Village, pick up all the boxes, rush back down here, break them all open, count them all up, and that's when I find out that Diamond forgot to fill my full invoice. They forgot to send me some stuff. Now, usually it's only onesies and twosies here and there. It's not that big a deal, but every once in a while, they drop about 5% of my total order, which is what happened this week. And the thing one of the things that they dropped was my kids' book of the week, which was supposed to be Lumberjane's Midsummer Night Scheme number 1. It's a $7.99 book. It was going to be $5.99 all week long, but I didn't get it because they didn't bother to pack it in the box. I also didn't get a bunch of other titles. I've got the list at the store. Come on down. It's listed up on the shipping list on the stand when you come in the door. But it's not a lot. It's really only about 5% of my total shipment this week. But it's a pain in the butt, like when they drop my kids' book of the week. So there's no kids' book of the week for this week. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, kids. It's not my fault, though. I ordered it. They just didn't put it in a box. They tell me I'm getting replacements for everything next week, so we will see. So anything I'm missing this week will be in next week. So there we go. Until then, hey, top 10 list. Let's do our top 10 list for today and see what's missing and what's not. As always, my top 10 list is based on my ordering here at Alternate Reality. If you go to another store, your mileage may vary, but based on my ordering, my top 10 list for this week starts with number 10, which is Daredevil 606. Daredevil fights Hammerhead in this issue. He's back to being a nighttime vigilante, keeping the world safe, or at least Hell's Kitchen safe, from bad guys. He fights Hammerhead in this thing. Remember Hammerhead, the old Spidey villain? Pinstripe suit, flat head because he's got a plate in there. He's basically Edward G. Robinson. Actually, what he's basically is Flat Top from Dick Tracy. I mean, the guy's Flat Top. Let's cut to the chase. But anyway, Daredevil fights him, and at the end of the issue, he meets none other than Mike Murdock. That's right, the Mike Murdock that they've been teasing last couple of issues. The two of them come face to face in this issue. What'll happen? We'll see. 15% off all week long. Don't miss it. Coming in at number 9. Suicide Squad, number 45, Sink Atlantis Part 1. Funny story here. This comes with 2 covers. Guess what they didn't send me? The other cover. So I got this cover this week. Sink Atlantis. Atlantis has risen from out of the ocean. It is now a continent unto itself between America and Europe, and the U.S. government isn't happy about that. In fact, they'd be thrilled if someone would sink Atlantis back into the ocean. And who do they get to do that? These guys, the Suicide Squad. 15% off all week long. Stop on down. Flying on one wing with it. Only one cover, but it's 15% off all week long. Coming in at number 8. Flash, number 52. Grips of Strength, Part 1. Barry summons a council of flashes. You ever watch TV series, the Council of Wells? Council of Flashes, except it's much larger. The entire multiverse is involved. To talk to them about what happened to the Speed Force last issue during Flash War. And he can't figure out what's wrong, but he knows it's broke. And some of them say, the Speed Force is bigger than you are, which gives him something to think about. He goes back to Central City, teams up with Captain Cold, and meets, of all things, the Trickster Hulk. That's right, I said the Trickster Hulk. You'll see. This book comes with 2 covers. This one and the one they should make a poster out of, but they won't. 15% off all week long. Coming in at number 7, X-Men Blue, number 33. Surviving the Experience, Part 1. Magneto uses his time platform, goes into the future to see what the future's like. Remember Days of Future Past? That's not it. It's worse. Everything is screwed up. And guess who's at fault? Magneto. Anyway, this is the first part of a multi-part storyline. I'm sure Magneto will come to terms with it in some way, shape, or form. 15% off all week long. Don't miss it. Coming in at number 6. Hal Jordan, the Green Lantern Corps, number 50. This is the anniversary issue. Last Charge finale. It's the final battle between the Dark Stars and the Corps. Zod finally gets his revenge for Krypton being blown up and that one Green Lantern screwing up and not, stopping it like he should have. And we have a death. And I'm not going to tell you that the two of them are connected, but we have a death in the issue. This book will be 15% off all week long. Comes with 2 delightful covers. This one and the one they should make a poster out of. 15% off all week long. Don't miss it. Coming in at number 5. Catwoman, number 2. Copycats, Part 2. Selena fights an army of Catwomen as the Creel family makes their presence felt. One of the things I noticed going through the top 10 this week, DC's comics, movies, and TV series, they're really starting to make an impact on the books. Remember in the Catwoman movie that was out like 10 years ago that really stumped the place out? That had Halle Berry starring in it. They talked about how there's been a series of Catwomen throughout the ages. There's like 50 of them in this one. 15% off all week long. Comes with 2 variant covers. This and this is just a delightful cover. They really ought to make a poster out of this thing. 15% off all week long. Coming in at number 4, Detective Comics number 986 on the outside, Part 4. Oh, you've got Batman getting the snot beat out of him by Karma, while Black Lightning and Orphans save those kids who were all hooked up to the bomb, and the Batmobile makes an appearance in this. The 66 Batmobile. It's in the cave, but it makes an appearance in this thing. 15% off all week long. 2 covers. This one and look. Blueprints. Build your own Batmobile. Blueprints. 15% off all week long. Coming in at number 3. Let's go with that one. Superman, number 2, Unity Saga, Part 2. The Earth has been thrown into the Phantom Zone, and Rogol-Zar fights, of all people, Nuclear Man. Who's Nuclear Man? Remember Superman 4? That Nuclear Man. Swear to God, it's that Nuclear Man. Fights him to the death or close to the death. It's a comic book. Nobody dies. In the Phantom Zone. This book will be 15% off all week long. 3 covers. Right here, we've got ourselves the matte cover, which is really nice. We've got ourselves the Faster Than a Speeding Bullet cover. And we've got the standard cover. Like I said, 15% off all week long. Coming in at number 2. Amazing Spider-Man number 3. Back to Basics Part 3. A science project has split Peter and Spider-Man into 2 separate characters. So Peter can go out and bowl with Mary J. and Spidey can go out and fight crime. What a wonderful thing. I've been reading this story in Superman for the last 40 years, where Superman and Clark get split in 2. It never works out that way. Never, ever, ever. As a matter of fact, remember that episode of Star Trek, first season, Kirk gets split in 2? Good Kirk, evil Kirk? 15% off all week long. 2 covers. This cover and the FF cover. That's right, FF variant cover. They're still doing FF variant covers. They'll be going on all month long. This is the FF variant cover for this month for Amazing Spider-Man. 15% off all week long. And finally, our book of the week, the number 1 book for this week. I've been teasing this forever. It's finally here. Fantastic Four number 1. Signal in the Sky. The comic is back, but the FF aren't yet. They don't get back together, but they're going to, and you can see where this is going in this thing. What do we have in this? Ben buys some kittens. There's a marriage proposal in this thing, which is accepted. There's a lost tale of the Fantastic Four in this storyline. And there's a Dr. Doom backup where you find out finally, if you've been worrying about it, yes, Dr. Doom has nipples. I've worried about that for years, but Dr. Doom has nipples, and you'll find out in this. It's a backup story. This book will be 25% off all week long because it's our book of the week. $4.50, not $5.99 anywhere else. $4.50 here at Alternate Reality all week long while supplies last. Comes with 3 variant covers. The standard cover, the Black Panther cover, because the Fantastic Four have got the variants all month long, so they threw Black Panther on this one. And besides, first appearance was in Fantastic Four. And this wraparound cover, which is kind of odd. This is Adam, not Adam Hughes. I forget. God, I know who the artist is. It's on the tip of my tongue. This was a great big poster that he did, a great big drawing of the Fantastic Four. This is the top half of it. The bottom half was down here. I'm assuming issue 2, the variant, will be the bottom half of this, but we'll see. Anyway, 25% off all week long. Stop on down. Get your new comics at Alternate Reality this week. Now, for the community calendar. Rafflemania winner 206 is Chris Brogan of Hometown. Congratulations, Chris. You won yourself a Marvel Adventures Thor Spider-Man Digest. I hope you enjoy it. It's a wonderful little read. The August hero of the month, of course, is still the Fantastic Four. All my FF trade paperbacks are 25% off all month long. You don't want to miss that. The Ladies' Day sales, of course, every Thursday. This Thursday is no exception. Ladies, stopping down at the store, save 20% off all day long because you're a lady, and it's a Ladies' Day sale. Super Sunday sale this week will be August the 12th, 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. Feature Vertigo Comics. One of the books shipping this week, which didn't quite make the top 10, but it's up there, is Sandman, the Sandman one-shot book that DC shipped this week. And so I'm doing Vertigo Comics as my Super Sunday sale. All my Vertigo trades 25% off. All my Vertigo Comics, back issues, current books, $3.99 or less, $3.99 or less, or $1. Stop on down and pick them up. Alternate Reality Podcast, episode 82 is up. It's our toxic social media episode where we talk about Brian Michael Bendis leaving the internet. We talk about the death threats against Tom King at the San Diego Comic-Con. And, of course, we talk about what happened to the Guardians of the Galaxy director and how horrible that is. We talk about that for the whole episode. And, of course, you can also listen to episode 81, which is our all San Diego news update, which was our last episode. Be sure to go to the store's website, myalternatereality.com, where you can find the podcast. You can find this show, this shipping video, as well as Vito Carli's reviews, good old JR's reviews, Bo's news, all the shipping news, all of my sales, and ever so much more. myalternatereality.com. Be sure to stop off there. And until next time, this is Comic Book Man saying, hey, what's this up here? What's this down here? Hit him in the head and subscribe. Thank you very much for watching. I appreciate all the time you've given me every week and in future weeks to watching the Shipshape update. And until next time, this is Comic Book Man saying, as always,